So the NFL season got kicked off last night, and it was just a banger of a game. A lot of great things going on between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens last night. I didn't expect it to be this kind of game. I honestly just kind of expected the Kansas City Chiefs to run roughshod all over the Baltimore Ravens. If you remember, McDonald, the defensive coordinator, is not with the Baltimore Ravens anymore. I expect that defense to take a little bit of a step back. The wide receivers, although to other people, a little underwhelming to me for the Baltimore Ravens. But I was honestly impressed with the way that the Baltimore Ravens conducted themselves. I tweeted it out last night. Their first possession of the game, multiple penalties, offensive line was getting pushed around, just a lot of different things not going their way. Immediately scored. Derrick Henry, although the offensive line was a little bit of an issue last night, is at minimum going to be able to replicate exactly what Gus Edwards did last year, which was just be a power back for this team, and even then some. I believe he's going to be much better than Gus Edwards as well. Here's what I will say about the Kansas City Chiefs. Everyone that has just kind of written off this Super Bowl to be given to the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm not there yet. It is really hard to three-peat in this league. And I understand Patrick Mahomes is really good. Bill Belichick is really good. Travis Kelce is really good. But there's a reason why no one has three-peated in the NFL. It's just tough. Target on your back. You're going to get everyone's best game. And it's hard just to continue to motivate yourself to be a team that is going to continuously win. That's tough to do. You've already proven a lot. Although Patrick Mahomes has a real motor in himself that allows him to just continue to be motivated and motivated, finds reasons to continue to get motivated. That's just him. And then you flip it over to the Ravens side of things. You flip it over to the constant overreaction from last night. Lamar Jackson just suddenly can't play the game of football. I have become a Lamar Jackson stan over the past couple of seasons. At first, I was wrong about Lamar. At first, I was someone who just kind of thought he was a one guy, one trick pony, a gadget guy, really good with his legs, but not so much with his arm. To me, that is just something that is so irrelevant and not true anymore. For some reason, after last night's loss, in which we're all overreacting, Lamar Jackson just now isn't a very good quarterback. If I have to continue to defend a two-time MVP, that his only flaw is not being able to beat Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to lose my mind. Lamar Jackson wins over 80% of his games. He has lost one game to the NFC in his time as the Baltimore Ravens quarterback. All this guy does is win. He's got 2 MVPs to his name. He's a Pro Bowler. He's an all-pro caliber quarterback. But because he can't beat Patrick Mahomes, which, newsflash, literally no one can, people are coming down on him. People are not happy with Lamar Jackson's performance. Listen, wasn't heaving the ball downfield last night, but does he really have any burners to his name? He's got Isaiah Likely, Zay Flowers, a smaller guy, but still kind of working between the numbers and not really a vertical threat downfield as much as you'd like him to be. But Lamar Jackson has continued to carry the Ravens franchise from an offensive standpoint. This team without Lamar is not even the same team. It's not the same offense. He is worth more than you know when it comes to point spreads in Vegas. I get so sick of the Lamar Jackson hate and the Lamar Jackson narrative that he's not very good or he's overrated. You don't win 2 MVPs being overrated. Just because he can't beat Patrick Mahomes, which again, newsflash, literally no one else can, it doesn't make him a subpar quarterback. Does that make Josh Allen subpar? Does that make Joe Burrow subpar? Because Joe Burrow doesn't have any Super Bowls and Patrick Mahomes does? Because Josh Allen struggles to allow his defense from not giving up a bunch of yards and a field goal to end the game with 13 seconds left? No! Don't blame Lamar Jackson for Patrick Mahomes' greatness. Which, by the way, Lamar Jackson Every game with the Chiefs is extraordinarily close. Even last year in the conference championship game, it's pretty close the entire way through. Now, here's something that did bother me from Lamar Jackson last night in the Baltimore Ravens and the NFL community on its own. The NFL is not in the pocket of the Kansas City Chiefs. The NFL is not holding their flags for the Kansas City Chiefs. I get so sick of this narrative. When I see Lamar Jackson, when I see the Baltimore Ravens last night refute the fact that Isaiah Likely did not get his feet down last night, it just drives me crazy. Instead of blaming the NFL, instead of blaming Roger Goodell, instead of blaming the officials, maybe the team that has won 3 Super Bowls over the last 4 or 5 years is just better than you. Maybe you just can't afford to make mistakes. It drives me crazy when the only reason, when I see it all the time, that the Chiefs are any good is because the NFL's in their back pocket. It's because they got Taylor Swift. It's because it's rigged. It's because the officials are trying to give them every call. No. Maybe they're just better. Maybe they're just a more complete team. Maybe their quarterback is better than yours. Maybe they actually play in the preseason. Maybe they take those extra reps seriously. Stop blaming the officials. Stop blaming the NFL. Stop blaming whoever it is you want to blame for the Patrick Mahomes Kansas City Chiefs success. Maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, I'm just spitballing, maybe they are 3-time world champions over the past half decade because they're just better and the officials aren't in their back pocket. Has that ever occurred to you, NFL fanboy? Maybe they're just better. It's not because of Taylor Swift. It's not because of all the eyeballs on this team. It's not because the officials want to give them the game. They're just better. They're just more complete. They have a better quarterback. They take the preseason seriously. They take training camp seriously. It seems like from everything I read, they're the only team that still hits in training camp. They're more prepared. They're more strategic. They have a better head coach. And they have what is possibly the second greatest quarterback in all time right now in Patrick Mahomes. It ain't because the officials are in their back pocket.